Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Coming at you on Hump Day, Wednesday. Sitting here looking at a dreary sky. We are waiting for some potentially severe weather coming in later here in South Alabama. Actually, they're really worried about it up in North Alabama and over in Mississippi, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. We'll be okay. Today I want to talk about, so you're not losing weight on a raw food diet. Got some thoughts on that. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that red subscribe button. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, spring's coming. I'll tell you what, it's been warm here. We have been in the high 70s or 80s for over a week now. Now, we do have some cool weather. We have a cool spell coming back after this, but this little warm spell just reminds you, spring is just around the corner. I mean, we're basically in spring down here. And even up north, I know a lot of you have patience. You'll be there too. So what's everybody start thinking about? They start thinking about that winter weight. And, people have been under quarantine around the house a lot, so you're likely carrying a little extra weight. I got to thinking about this last night. I don't know what triggered the thought, and I just stayed with it for a little while. Now, I'm not going to have, I'll tell you, so I won't waste your time. I don't have a lot, like any hardcore solutions for you, but just a couple of thoughts to share and maybe a different way of looking at it. That just has to be the number one problem. And I've almost, you literally don't know how much I want to share because, this is the first way of eating I ever found in my life that I can just control my weight. Weight maintenance is just simple. I can eat all I want every day. I'm never hungry. Just for a little background, and I know for you that follow me regularly, you've heard my story 100,000 times, but there's always somebody new that I'll have to fill in the blanks for. Listen, I was not a naturally thin person any point in my life. I was a fat kid. I've been scanning and digitizing, is that the word, a whole bunch of old photos. And I was a fat kid. I mean, I weighed like 140 pounds in the 5th grade. I think I wore bigger pants in the 5th grade than I do now. I slimmed down a little bit through high school, but I was always a big guy. When I got in college, I lifted a lot. I was probably at my max, I was about 245 pounds in college, but I was always 220, 225. After college, I did come down a little bit. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not a naturally thin person. I always, just like everybody else, if I put on a little too much weight and I was trying to lose it in the spring or for bathing suit weather or whatever, I had to struggle with it too. And then I found this lifestyle. And there was literally no trying. There was no learning anything as far as the weight loss part of it goes. From day one, I just started losing weight. In fact, my problem was the opposite of many. It's like I didn't know it at the time, but I was just losing way too much weight. Didn't have a scale at the time. And hey, a scale, you can look at a scale however you want to. To me, I just look at a scale as a tool. I know it triggers a lot of people, and a lot of people, they'll say something like, they think I'm crazy when I tell them I step on a scale every morning. It's in my room. It's a doctor's scale. I'm going to use it while it's here because it's a good kind of tool to let me know and really tighten up how I'm eating. Because until I came back here to Alabama, I had never had a scale. I never had a scale the 5 years I was living in Costa Rica. And I'm most likely selling this house this year. So after I pull up roots here, I won't have it again. So it just kind of helps me know different amounts of eating, how they're going to affect my body. So I get on the scale every day. Now, I have worked on during the winter, putting some weight on. Actually, throughout the whole year, I've just put on some solid weight. I've worked out, I've eaten well, and put on some weight. As it always happens, come winter, about this time of year, though, I change my eating pattern a little bit too. I lighten up a little bit now. I think I got to, and that was probably just, I don't think that was a steady thing. I got on the scale one day about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I think I was about 172, which is about the highest I've been. Well, it's definitely the highest I've been since I've been on a plant-based diet. Got on there today. I'm back down. I'm down a little bit. I'm like 168, 169, but that's okay. I know there's going to be a little shake-off. Probably spring, summer. I won't go any lower than 165, and I'm going to hold on to this as much as possible. So that's why I'm working on the scale right now, is I don't want to gain. I don't want to lose. I just kind of want to stay right where I am. But I noticed, and this is something that might help you, I think when people start doing this lifestyle, it's like any other diet. They want to see that weight. They want to see that rapid weight loss. They see videos. They see people talking about how they're losing, how they lost 50 pounds in 3 months, or, all this crazy stuff. Everybody's body is going to respond to this lifestyle differently. I think why people cannot lose weight is that some are going to be a little bit more challenged than others. And as humans, we don't have patience. Especially in 2021, we don't have patience for anything. We live in an immediate society. We want it now. We want a pill. We want a program. We want something that's going to give us what we want right now without actually doing anything about it. So I think what happens with a lot of people is that they start and they don't see that immediate weight loss, and they get discouraged and they start adding things back in, and then it's just kind of like, back and forth, and they're not doing it. They're really not embracing this lifestyle. They're really not digging deep and learning more about it and eating the things to fuel their body. Listen, if you don't even have to think about the weight loss part of it. If you will fuel your body, if you just forget the weight loss right now, if I'm looking into the camera, I'm hypnotizing you. Don't ever think about weight loss again. Just think about your body being a machine. Think about your body being a very expensive, very precious machine, and it's very important that you figure out how to fuel this thing as properly as possible. If you focus 100% on your health, giving your body the nutrition that it needs, the fruits, the greens, whatever, everything that you need, the things that you need to meet, the vitamins, the minerals, the macros, all of that stuff. If you truly worked on getting your body just healthy and just focused on that and didn't even think about losing weight, I think your body would most likely settle to where it's supposed to be. Maybe not everybody's body is going to look like a model. And I'm not talking about this stuff, and hey, maybe sometimes in this day and age that stuff's controversial. I'm not talking about somebody that's 100 pounds overweight that's trying to tell themselves that they're healthy at being 100 pounds overweight. I'm just talking about people that, maybe not everybody's body settles into a chiseled, V-shape athlete for a guy, or, like the optimal people, you see in magazines for a woman. There's a lot of people out there that don't fit those, but that are healthy people. And if your body, listen to what I'm saying here, what if you are feeding your body exactly what it's supposed to get, and you don't have the exact body that you want to get, like this person over here? Maybe it's just not in the cards for you. Like there's a lot we can do through nutrition, through diet, and through exercise. But there's also certain ways our body are built. Like we have, what is it? Ectomorphs, endomorphs, mesomorphs, just the way our bodies are built, like our bone structure and whatever. So certain people are not going to look like. And once again, why are we so focused on what somebody's going to look like, what the aesthetic is going to be? Focus on getting that body healthy. If that body's healthy, okay, maybe you carry that extra 20 pounds. Maybe some people are meant to carry that extra 20 pounds. Or maybe like I've seen people's bodies change after just doing something consistently over a period of time. It doesn't happen as quickly for some people. There's some people that will just go and go, peck away at this, keep doing it right, keep eating the right things, and I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, after a couple of years, the weight starts to drop. I believe Melissa has a story like that. That's why me and her are friends, but I like to always refer to her and send people to her because she's got a lot of good stories. She's got a lot of good things to share. And I think I remember us talking about the weight loss part of it. And I think she had a lot of, not ups and downs, but like the last time that she, got serious and went raw, I think she lost weight, and then she'd get to places where no matter how she was eating, her weight would plateau. And she didn't let this get into her head. She just kind of kept doing the same things, one foot in front of the other, just doing what she needed to do, putting the nutrition that she knew was right into her body. And then after a while, that plateau, she dropped again, and she was losing the weight. And now she doesn't think, we don't talk as much anymore, but I don't think she thinks about the weight loss part of it. But I know I've said it a million times, and I may just be repeating myself again, but just focus on your health. Focus on your health and just let the weight sort out where it is. Okay, I get you. If you're very obese, you might need some special help. You might need to work with somebody one-on-one if you've got like a couple of 100 pounds to drop. But for the most people, it's just like put good things into your body. Put whole plant-based foods into your body. Not everybody that watches me is fully raw. Eat more raw. We're coming into spring and summer. There's going to be lots of fruits. There's going to be lots of local fruits. God, we're coming up on watermelon season. I'm going to do something with the watermelon that's going to give you a little, it'll be a little gimmicky, but I do it every year and it's going to work. In fact, I learned last summer was the first time I learned not to do that. The watermelon for me is weight loss. 2 summers ago, I got way too skinny because I just ate too much. There was too much watermelon, not enough other stuff. So I might play with that with you once we get some watermelon around here. But yeah, if you will just eat whole plant-based foods, keep your fat reasonable. We don't have to we don't have to split all these hairs. People are always like, oh, you can't eat more than 8%, 10%. Even if look, all the fat that most people are taking in, even 10, 20%, just keep your fat lowish. Whole plant-based foods, as many raw meals as possible. Start the morning off with like a mono meal. Yeah, you know what? I'm not against the intermittent fasting. I'm against gimmicks. I'm against like things that have a name like that. I was actually reading about intermittent fasting a little bit more the other day, and I've mentioned it on here. I do intermittent fast. I just didn't know it, because I eat during 8 hours of the day. Now there's a lot of different forms of intermittent fasting, but that's one of them, is eating for 8 hours a day and fasting for 16. And that's just how I eat. I didn't know it was called a thing, but that will help. But go for the health, the food, the fruits, the vegetables. Keep the fat kind of low. The exercise, let me tell you something about this. You don't need to be killing yourself for exercise. In fact, I'm going to say something real controversial. I don't even think you need exercise to lose weight. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You need exercise, but you don't need it to lose weight. Or in other words, like I could stop working out tomorrow, and I don't need the exercise part of it for the weight maintenance part. But we need to move our bodies. It does keep me a little bit more tight and toned. It helps just moving. It helps with the flexibility of moving our bodies. It helps. I was listening to something the other day, a podcast. And the main reason most people have to, get help when they're elderly or go into old homes, because they've lost so much muscle mass. So just, work out, do exercise to make your body better, to make your body stronger, and not just necessarily to lose weight. Anyhow, I think I'm just getting to where I'm rambling now. I just kind of had this little thing in my head today. I wanted to talk about weight loss, and especially for people that have a little bit of problem with it. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here in a couple of days. Peace.